Hello. Today our talk is titled Do the Right Thing. You know, when I was a lot younger, I saw everything as right or wrong, good or bad, and I saw the duality of life so very well. And I think that's something that we're taught well in our society. And yet the truth is that there is only one life. And as there is only one life, there is no good or bad, right or wrong. And so let's look at that concept a little more clearly, because it's one that you really have to ponder. It's not one that you want to try to throw in someone else's face when they are experiencing something that feels very wrong to them or for them. So there are two ideas that come to mind for me personally that seem very conflicting, and yet for me, they are both truths. The first one is the idea that there is no right or wrong. There is only the use of one power. This power operates through our personal mind, and we affect the direction or the consequences of our action through the direction of our own personal mind and the way we use it with this power. So we choose the direction from the one idea that is, and we put it into place in our lives, and then as it unfolds, we maybe call it or label it right or wrong. I remember when my children were growing up, when they were preteens, we moved. And I remember for years later, I felt like I had made a wrong choice in their lives. And so one day I was mentioning to them that if that had affected them in an adverse way, I was really sorry. And both of them were shocked and surprised, and they said, no, it had a positive effect on our lives. So, you know, I gave that up, and that was one of the times when I realized that what I personally may judge to be right or wrong is neither. It is just the outpouring of the use that I make of the law. So while I believe that there is no right or wrong, there is the use of the one power, I also believe the saying from St. Augustine when he said, right is right even when no one is doing it, wrong is wrong even if everyone is doing it. So, you know, when we look at a quote like that or think about an idea like that, what we're doing is looking at the world and the experiences that we're having in it. When we're looking at the idea that there is no right or wrong, we're looking at the greater picture, the universal whole, and the way that law works through us and through our individual mind as we think into it. So this is a great topic for each one of us to ponder for ourselves.
Yeah, I guess my mother must have been in alignment with St. Augustine, because she used to tell me, you know, if all your friends are going to jump off the bridge, are you going to do that too? Teddy Roosevelt said, in any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you can do is nothing. You know, Martin Luther King said a lot about that, the idea of doing nothing and watching what was going on and then not taking a stance or doing anything to help. And so by doing so, we are staying in the negative side of the situation. We're not helping the situation at all. In any moment, choosing the right thing is the best thing to do. But one of the greatest challenges in terms of doing the right thing is actually knowing what is the right thing to do. That's more of a challenge for us. And sometimes it takes a lot of training for us in our lives to come up with that idea. It takes a lot of wisdom. And a lot of wisdom comes from studying and learning and watching and making analysis of the things that are going on around us and determining what is mine to do in the world. And part of that challenge is just deciding exactly that. What is mine to do? What is my responsibility? Where do I take responsibility for the things that are showing up in the world around me? And where do I stop standing on the sideline and actually step in and become active in the world around me and make a difference?
Yes, true. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. And so one of the greatest teachers of this message was Jesus. He taught us the key to living right, to right living. He told us that divine spirit is within us. He said God desires only our good. And coming to believe that helps us to realize the direction in which we desire to move forward, to make a choice, and to move forward with it. And if we change our mind, we can always change the direction. Jesus taught us that the law of mind has been provided for us to use, and he used it well. He was one of the greatest users of the power of the mind. And it is a power that is greater than we are. It is a universal power. So as we live our lives with the presence of goodness, doing no harm to ourselves or others with any choice that we make, we live in harmony with God's law. And as that occurs, love follows, miracles occur.
There's a saying that efficiency is doing things right, and effectiveness is doing things the right. Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. There's a business model for that also that says managers do things right and leaders do the right thing. I think the society teaches us through our education and our training and a lot of other ways, teaches us to do things right. We learn to do our mathematical equations the right way, and we learn how to speak you learn how to use proper grammar. I hope I said that correctly, and so forth. But where does a point come where we have to define what is the right thing to do? Where in our learning does that actually come? And I think that's where Jesus said, in all of your learning, get understanding. Because understanding is that point, that crossing point where we cross over and determine what is the right thing to do. Spiritual enlightenment leads us to do what is right. And I think because we learn compassion and empathy and caring for others and knowing that we are all interconnected as one life is really important. And so therefore, I think through our spiritual training, through our spiritual practices, we actually can intuit, as Deborah said, that inner idea, that force from within, what is ours to do and what is the right thing to do, what is ours to do in the world. There's another great saying that integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching. It's just automatically, habitually carrying on our lives and doing the things that we know that are going to make the world a better place for every single person that is blessed with this life experience. Integrity is doing the right thing just habitually and knowing that it is the right thing to do, and not even necessarily doing it because it is the right thing, but just doing something intuitively because we believe we are led to do so.
Yes, God is not a Santa Claus in the sky that is watching. It is us within ourselves that truly know right from wrong in the physical realm of the idea of right and wrong. And it is our personal use of the direction of this power that we use that provides the consequences for us. And so let us end today with a great quote from Winston Churchill, something that you can ponder as you look at the idea of what right and wrong means to you, how it shows up for you in your life this week, and what changes you might like to make to feel a more inclusive life experience of love and peace and joy. Winston Churchill said, "Perhaps it is better to be irresponsible and right than to be responsible and wrong." many blessings to you this week as you look at what right and wrong means for you